business customer, wasn't a business customer at the time. He was just an individual who was a manager of a liquor store for 25 years. That's what he did. He handled, the supplying, person of the products, the inventory, every facet of the liquor store he did, but he did it as a W-2 employee. This W-2 employee then gets the idea that I want to start my own business. I want to start my own liquor store, right? He ends up selling his home, living in an RV, in front of the liquor store that he ultimately wants to buy, right? Dedicated, very dedicated. But since he had the down payment, since he had the experience, which is one of the things that we look for, the first-hand experience of the business that you're going to eventually be acquiring and purchasing if you're going from an employee to a business owner. Because it's a new business, we normally go off of financials, right? If a Keelan was purchasing an established business that had already been in operation for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, 30 years, all we would look at was the financials of that existing business to see if it cash flowed, was it a profitable business. But because it was a startup, we don't have any financials to look on, right? All we have is the personal financials, the W-2s of the owner, the tax returns of the owner. What we use, and this was a $650,000 loan to be able to acquire and startup costs for his new business, right? Inventory for the liquor that he's purchasing, construction on the building that they're going to be acquiring, merchant processing equipment, literally everything to take an empty building to a liquor store, we were able to finance for him. What did we use and leverage for the business's financials? We leveraged his business plan. If he did not have a business plan, and if he didn't have a business plan that was detailed enough for the underwriters to believe his story and believe his projections and see that his projections were spot on to the marketplace, we wouldn't have been able to go through with this loan. So now we're about 12 months since that loan was approved and the customer got his funds and everything's going, and his liquor store is still up and running. So I didn't know this 5, 7 years ago whenever I was writing my first business plan, that you can get financed off of a business plan and a resume, and the owner's financials being in order and having the down payment and having the secondary form of repayment and all those good things, right? But the business plan and the projections were literally the deal breaker of whether this customer was able to get approved for a $650,000 loan. So please, hear that story, take that story in, allow it to propel you guys, not just for the program's sake, but for your